So today we are unboxing the EG4 brake mount adjustable ground mounting system, and that comes in that box right there. So I took out the pieces. You have 4 long ones back there, 4 like shorter ones, and then you have 4 more of each shorter ones over there. That's what you should have in the box. Over here, this is what's also in the box. I have all this separated out, and it explains in the directions of what each piece is and what it's for. You're going to need a drill with a 1/2-inch drill bit. You're going to need some work gloves. I prefer to use these, or like some ones like this that are tight on you, that you have a little dexterity with them. But I like these disposable ones because it's mainly to keep that metal off of my hands. But if you're afraid of sharp pieces from the aluminum, which I haven't noticed any so far, but I'm sure there is, some of these little pieces here could be sharp. I also have a 1/2-inch wrench. I have the Allen wrench, but I can't determine what size it is, and I don't see it in the instructions. But I also have this piece here that will fit right in there, that I can put in the drill and use that. So I got a 1/2-inch wrench, another 1/2-inch right here that's adjustable, or that's ratchet, and then I have a crescent wrench, and you're going to need a tape measure as well. So you have these 4 ground mounts over here, and then you have all these other pieces that 3 dreaded words that you hate on Christmas and Easter: some assembly required. It's probably not going to be that bad. So anyways, if we look over here, they'll tell you what the part is when you're scrolling through here. They'll give you a basic diagram of with 51.2 inches from center to center on that apart. They'll give you all the dimensions on that on the blueprint, and show you that you can tilt these things 25 degree, 45 degree. Once again, they'll show you the layout and the parts of what the parts are. Right there it tells you need a pair of gloves, a drill, crescent adjustable wrench, tape measure, 1/2-inch drill bit, and an Allen wrench. And then it shows the bolts and everything. So it'll tell you, like, use M880 bolts, and a spring washer, flat washer. So it shows you what parts to use for what when you're putting it together. So it looks like it's pretty good instructions on this. And they give you some anchoring hardware here, that if you're going into cement, like here, they're showing cement pads that you can anchor that in there. Oops. So go back there. So here's your anchors right here that you can use. So I believe there's 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 16 in there. So those would be anchoring. Those would go in these holes right here to anchor this down. So looks pretty straightforward. We're gonna go ahead and put, I'm gonna start, I believe, by, there it is. We're gonna start right here, and we're gonna put this first leg together, this assembly right here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we have one put together right here, and then we have all the parts to put the second one together over here. So we're going to need 2 different Allen wrenches. This one is for these bolts. There's two different sizes. There is two different sizes right there, and this one goes for the end of that, and the adjustable wrench or 1/2 inch goes to tighten that down. So on these, you're going to take and put this one, oops, put that one right in there, and I have all my bolts all facing the same way, so all the bolts will be inserted this way going in that way, and then the nuts on the other side. So the second one here, we will put in 4 here, and we'll get this all just finger tight. Oops. Get this finger tight just to put together, and because that adjustable piece is going to make it, we're going to have to measure to make sure. So we have it put together like that. Now the adjustable piece with that same smaller bolt is going to go in like this on there. So we will put the washer and lock washer on there. Secure that. Now, this longer one and the bigger piece will go there's 4 holes in here. This one's got a longer span than this side over here. It's a shorter span on it. So the top is going to be the one with the longer span on it. So we're going to go ahead and put this piece on here with the bolt going through, with the bolt like this going into there that way like that, and then we will put the lock washer and bolt on here. Get on there, and so we have that lightly bolted on there. Now this is going to go on right here, and we oh, here it is. We have the shorter bolt. They only give you 8 of those long ones, and the 8 long ones go for these U pieces right here on this long part where the solar panels get mounted on. So once again, we're gonna go through the hole on this, find it, there we go, like that. So we have all of those facing the same direction. When we go to tighten them, it makes it easier. So we have that. Then this last piece down here, we will take and put it through like that. Oops. This goes in here. Not the easiest thing to line up. Okay, and that goes up against that. Got our washer, lock washer, and a nut. Oops. So, there we go. Now we just need one more shorter bolt over here. One more shorter one of this. And once again, we're going to go in from this side. Go. Put our washer, lock washer, and nut on there. So that we have all this loosely tightened together. So we have all these going in this way on this, and then these nuts are on the top on these two brackets right here. So there's two of those put together, and we're gonna put the last two together and we'll be right back. So we have all four of these put together. Now we just grab these right here. There's 8 of those, 2 on each of these pieces right here. And they're gonna get mounted right on the end here on the top and on the bottom right there. So just like it shows in that picture, there's the top and there's the bottom. You can see that it's facing this way on there, on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and put that on here. And let's see. There we go. So we're going to take and we're going to put our screw in like that. Put that in. Move these washers off of there. That on there. Washer. Lock washer. And put the nut on there. Just gonna hand tighten that for right now. So we have that mounted on there like that. And then this second one here is going to be mounted where this is facing out like that. Oops. So again, I forgot to take my washers off. Put our washers on and we'll finger tighten that just to get that on there. So it should look like that when you're done. So we got 2 of those done. We'll finish the last 2. Be right back. So now that we have all the top pieces assembled and tightened on there, and the bottom ones, now we're going to take this piece right here, which is shown right here. We're going to slide it in there, making sure that this thing right here is on this side. Oops. Making sure that this circle right here, this thing, is on the outside of this when we go to put this on. So we will, let's see if we can, go. See if we can set this one up. There we go. So when we go to, okay, so we are putting these two pieces together here, and we're wanting to keep this circle here on this side of the metal, not inside. So we push that together. We'll loosen this up, and there we go. So those are on the outside. We can tighten these down with the Allen wrench, and that piece will be put together. There you go. And I'm gonna put the pieces on the two of the pieces on the other set of this right here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I attached that side over there, and I'm gonna attach this side over here, showing that this piece right here needs to be on the inside like that, where it sits on there like that. So put that back on, and I'm gonna slide that on while it's loose. Now, there's many different ways you can mount these things. I've seen people put 6x6 in the ground, or 8x8s, and then backfill it. I've seen them where they put cement in the ground. I've seen where they've done all kinds of different types of wood, where they've done railroad ties or 4x4, and I think you have to go wider than 4x4s because of those holes right there. A 4x4 isn't going to get it. You're going to have to go at least 6 inches wide. So, but that goes on like that, with this like looking like that. Now, the same thing happens up above here on this. Where get in there. Okay, so when you put the whole rail together there, it's going to look like that. But I just wanted to show you that when you put it together, it's going to be like this, where here's your bottoms right here. You just want to make sure that this piece goes into that track on both the bottom and the top. If you look in there, there's this track right there. If you can see that in there, it needs to fit to snug up against this side and this side. So be on there really tight. This thing is really, really sturdy once you put it together. And it's really nice grade aluminum. So I'm very impressed. This box weighed a ton. It was really hard to pick up. I mean, it is heavy duty parts. So at that point, this is what you have left. You have the anchors that you can anchor into concrete. And you have 4 of these pieces. These are 4, if you look at these, I guess they are the same size. So there's 8 of these pieces right here. 4 of these clamps right here. That looks for wire, to put wire through there. You got 6 of these, 6 of these, and 2 of these grounding for your ground wire. So that's pretty much what you have left. We'll have to figure out how we're going to mount this, but for the most part, it's pretty much put together. We just need to figure out how we're going to use this. Now, we're thinking about taking this camping and setting this up. So the way I could see it is these right here would stay together. I could put those in the motorhome, or maybe even in the storage. It might fit in the storage. And then these pieces right here might be able, those will probably have to go in the motorhome. But those are just, I just need this Allen wrench for right here to tighten this. So the only thing I really need to bring is an Allen wrench and 1/2 inch. Those are the only tools I would really need. Then I can take this out, set it up. I would have the panels either inside the motorhome traveling, or I would build a bracket that I could store them on the bumper while we're driving and then just take them off. Now I have some ones that are only like 32 or 35 inches wide. I might be able to get maybe 5 or 6 on here on this length right here, or I might just be able to do like this array with 3 panels on it. It'd probably be 3 panels on that instead of the 5. I don't know. I might be able to get 4 on there. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. I'll have to look at the measurements. So, and then I probably wouldn't use it like this. I would probably have 2 of these like this to where I could set it. And then I would have, maybe I would bring along like a couple of pieces, maybe like 3 or 4 foot 4x6s that I could take and just put some lag bolts right into the wood to hold that down. So thinking, go take a look outside. See, these are the panels. These are 40 inches wide. And if you look on there, that's 120 inches. And this shed, that's 10 feet. And this shed is only 8 feet. So I am thinking I might be able to get, I know I'll get 3 on there, but it's going to be tight for 4 because those are like 30, I want to say 32 inches or 35. I don't think they're any wider than, no, it might be like 32 inches. Well, let's get a thing. So these right here are 39 inches. And these right here are 31 and a half. So we're looking at 61, 91.5 inches on that. And then this is, oops, so 31.5 inches on those. And these are 61 inches. As where these are, I believe, 65, yeah. So these are 61 inches. Oops. So, yeah, 61 by 31.5. So at 31.5, that would be 94.5 inches. Oops. See if we can get that to stay there. So we got 90, just a little shy of that. So that's 180 inches. So if we look at this piece, this is the full length one. This is 179.5 inches. So at 94.5, 94.5, it'd be a little tight on that to get 6 panels on there. And there we go. So it might be able to get might be able to get 3 panels on there. We'll see how we can mount those on there. See if that'll work. Might have to maybe put something across the middle here to be able to bolt down the other ends. Maybe we'll have to look. Maybe a mount a 2x4 right here that would extend out a little bit here, that we could attach a mounting screw over here to hold the solar panel down right here, and then we have the solar panels held down in there. So we could actually take 6 of those. If we did that, we could take 6 of those 250 watt panels that produce like close to 9 amps. So that would be over 50 amps of charging. If we took 6 panels, we might even be able to, that's 1,500 watts. Might be able to run the actual air conditioner in the motorhome. Pretty darn close on that. So we'll have to see. Anyways, this is pretty much set up. So basically, I probably, when I take this, would set this up like this, where I could mount like 3 panels on there, and then another one of these next to it. And then I'll just disassemble them and put them in the motorhome when we go home. But that way I could easily maybe put something on these. I could even mount like some like heavy duty casters there with some locks on them, and I have them in there. See if get the holes to line up. But they're the heavy duty ones, like down there, and they hold all that weight. Those are 60 pounds a piece. There's 8 of them, so that's like almost 500. It's like 500 pounds in that cart for those wheels. So you might be able to put wheels on that so that I could lift it up like this and then move it where the sun is. So we'll see. Anyways, all the rest of these brackets are going to be for mounting. I believe they showed you, where is it? Okay, PV attachment. So you have, this is the They have the end clamp right here. Let's see. Looks like it would be these right here, these 8 end clamps right there. So that's that. And then we have the mid clamp. We have 6 of those right there. So those are the 6 mid clamps, 8 end clamps. And then we have this, let's see, I got a grounding clamp right there. That must be, yeah, that's this one right here. Oh, so we put it in between this mid clamp. It would go like, right like in there, like that. It would set in there like that, the way they have that sitting there. So that would be for the grounding. Then we have the actual ground lug, which is these 2 right here, and your grounding wire right here. If I got some, oh, right here. So your ground wire like this would go in the here, right here, and you would clamp it down with this screw. This part clamps. This screw right here clamps onto your rail. So then you got these wires. I'm not sure if it showed that using the wire on there. Didn't really show it, but it's probably pretty easy to figure out. There's the showing all the different parts. And like I said, you can go from 25 to 45 degrees on that. And when you loosen these 2 Allen head screws, this will slide freely, and the piece ends like right around here. This piece right here is it's the same length from here to here. So if you measure this, you could measure from the end over here to figure out what the length is here. And you could mark it on this to put down the farthest point you could extend this out. So, and then you have these other ones here. So you have end clamps. It looks like they have where you have the end clamps. So these are smaller ones. You actually have different size thickness on the solar panels. So I'm not sure, this might be for if you have solar panels that aren't quite as thick. So, because they're not really showing anything else on that, but you only get 4 of those. And then here's, like I said, these clips just clip on the back of this part right here. No, that'd be your wire. It'd be this part right here would clip onto your solar panel, and then the wire would stuff in there to run your wires. So, pretty neat little setup there. What do I do with my other one? Oh, there it is. So all the rest of it, we'll put that in the bag until we figure out how we're gonna mount those panels and how many panels we can mount. And then we will show that when we go to mount the panels. That's pretty much it. It probably took 5 minutes to get all the parts out of the box, out of that box, and organize all my parts so I had them all in the like-minded, make sure I had everything I'm supposed to have. And then it took probably about 5 minutes to put each one of these rails together, this whole assembly right there. So it took like 20, 25 minutes to do all 4 of them. And took maybe about 10 minutes to put the bottom pieces and top pieces on there. And it took about 2-3 minutes to put the rail on. So like I said, you can figure out what you're going to do as far as how you're going to mount it in the ground. If you do concrete post where you pour in the ground, then you could just drill into, that's what the 1/2 inch is for, drill into the concrete to put these in there. And they give you 16 of those. So pretty easy to do. For what I'm gonna do, I could even just use it like this and just get some sandbags or something and throw a sandbag right over this right here on those, one on each side, and that'd probably hold it down, unless I'm by the ocean. But still, it's not that much of a breeze. But it's not that heavy when it's actually put together. And those 31.5 panels, those mono panels, those aren't that bad. I think they're like 35 pounds. They're really not that bad. But it's pretty much how easy it is to put that ground racking together. We'll do a video on putting the panels on there and how many we can get. Until then, please like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and I hope you have a truly wonderful and extremely blessed day. See you in the next video.